Hello and welcome to this episode of Cosmic Crow Tarot, where today I'm going to be sharing a brand new deck with you. This is the Boadiceas, apologies if I pronounced that incorrectly, Tarot of Earthly Delights. And just take a look at this front of this box. The box itself is absolutely incredible. It doesn't even really fit on the table like in the video, but you can see it. I can move it around, yes. And you can see even up here, like the octopuses with the eyes and the hands and everything. Like it's so magical. It's so just dreamlike, whimsy. It's fantastic. And I mean, I haven't even opened yet. I don't know what the cards look like, but I thought maybe you'd want to see them too, which is why we're making this video. Again, this is Boadiceas, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, Tarot of Earthly Delights, published by... Can you see that? Right there, Red Feather. Red Feather is one of the best tarot publishing companies out there. They're like, you can see how much work and effort that they've put in to create these decks, how much care and everything they do about them as well. The more I look at this illustration, the more I'm loving it. Sorry, I'm kind of like back and forth here with different things, but just the care and it's the real deal, and they put like the effort that they've put into it, the care that they had of sending it and everything. I could have shown you the box, but I didn't. There's like tissue paper and everything, so it didn't move. It's awesome. And we're going to check out the cards in it. We're going to see what they look like. I'm going to open it. It's one of those magnetic size, which is awesome. The box is huge, so the cards probably are really awesome too. Right here, I've got it open. Share it with you right there. And it says, "We are such stuff as dreams are made on, and our little life is rounded up with sleep." Prospero the Tempest from William Shakespeare. One of the greatest creators out there, one of the best playwrights of all time. Like, we still remember him, and that was like hundreds and hundreds of years ago. Here is the guidebook on the top. Let's slide that out. Guidebooks, I love guidebooks. I don't necessarily use them as much as I should, but I love having that little information that the artist or the creators had when they first created the deck. So you've got the guidebook right here, and check out how thick this is. Like, it's so detailed. It's got color images and everything. So even though, you might have an idea of the tarot, this is a new tarot deck. It might have different, I believe when I checked it out, when I first looked at it, it actually has different suits. Instead of wands, swords, cups, and pentacles, it's actually right there. You can see tentacles. So tentacles, pentacles, perhaps. There's Page of Combustion. You've got Judgment right there, so the major arcana probably stays the same. 8 of Fungi. So this is going to be a fun guy to work with, right? So we're going to get right to it. Open the box so you can see the cards the same time I do. Oh, wow. Just starting out, it's so weird. It's so weird. It's so wonderful. And check out that inside of that box. How safe they are and everything, and how it's the world. There's so much effort and detail that went into this, so much inspiration that can inspire us as well. This is the fun of collecting different tarot decks. You're getting other people's art, you're getting their talents, you're getting their love and inspiration that can inspire us too. And just check out that gold foil on the side. Yes, this deck is already, it's calling to me. There's that Fool, and I'm going to slide this plastic off of it. I was ready with the handy dandy scissors to get the plastic off of it, but it wasn't. It was just right there. So I'm going to start with the Fool, and we're going to go through all cards, and we're going to look at them, and if I want to read with them while I do it, that might be an option too. That's why I love doing videos like this. It just inspires me as I go through the deck and everything, and I hope it inspires you too. The different illustrations, as if you're a fellow tarot card collector and your significant other or someone thinks you're crazy for having so many decks, there's a reason for all those decks. You're not going to get this illustration of the Fool in any other deck. You see there, it's got people feet. It's got a donkey head, being a little stubborn. Other people might call you a jackass or something like that. It's got the dog ready to leap off that cliff. So it's very much the Fool, but it adds new levels and everything. She's got the gypsy dress and everything on, ready for whatever life comes after it, ready to leap off that cliff into the unknown. So beautiful. I love just the whimsicalness of this illustration. The Magician is the card that follows the Fool. Ooh, you get to see that the same time I do. That back is freaking incredible, isn't it? Those octopus squid thingies, I think they are octopus. Is it octopi when it's multiple? I don't remember, but plural, that's the word. we'll call them squid hand eyes, right? And it's just that background. You just want to look at that as much as you want to look at the illustration. I've never seen anything like this before. It's beautiful. The magician is next, and there she's taken that initial leap and she's become the magician. Just look how much is going on in that illustration. It's just it's almost like a different time period. You're looking into the story of a different life, a different experience, a different individual that faked it till they made it and made magic in their lives. Like, look at all the different tools and everything she has. It's gorgeous. It's got somewhat high priestess vibes to me there, but the high priestess is the card that follows the magician too, and she doesn't have that much stuff, but wow. Like the Colosseum in the background, like she's sitting in the moon. Look at the detail on the moon and her and everything. And look closely, she's even got like tarot cards or something like that in there. Sorry about the stripe on my card right there. If I got up too close, you see that line. Sorry about that. The High Priestess, again, absolutely beautiful. And apparently this woman that I thought was really, really cool when we first looked at the front by the box is the Empress herself right there. Just check out that dress. Her almost like a clown. Almost like an authentic, like the full of the Rider-Waite-Smith. She's got the sleeves and everything like that. She's creating beauty. She's creating her destiny. She's bringing things to life. It's just, wow, absolutely gorgeous. The Emperor follows the Empress in the sequence, and right there is the Emperor. I don't know what's going on with his head, but he's not even human anymore. I think the High Priestess, Magician, and the Empress are the only ones we've seen human so far, because that fool was a donkey, right? With human legs. But the Emperor, it's kind of like a plant coming out of the head, which kind of reminds you to stay grounded, stay, appreciate the earth that you're part of and stay focused in that strong foundation. Like the wand or the staff, which could be a wand, is like the thorns of a rose, just like the head. Like it's kind of screaming that strong foundation to me, other people looking up to you, that leader, because you're grounded and you're connected with earth and everything. The Hierophant is a very, very creepy looking deer. That's so I had someone tell me a story about, I'm just gonna say that they saw a deer outside and the deer stood up on its hind legs and started walking towards them. Not my story to tell, so I'm not gonna go into detail of that, but that freaked me out, and that's giving me vibes about it. And the Hierophant, structured religion, following your own path and stuff, be weird and proud, like the Hierophant right there with his deer head and his human body, although yeah, that kind of looks like a deer hoof almost. But the little thing up here, the little orb, kind of says like you're connected to a higher power and stuff. Believe in yourself. Take those ideas, run with them. I love these illustrations. Like, they're so unique, so original, and so fun. Like Renaissance era with this card with the lovers, and you see like they're focused. There's an illustration in the Dark Mansion Tarot of the lovers, and it is the illustration of the Dark Mansion Tarot of the lovers, where there's two characters and they're like in an embrace, but there's another female over there too that's kind of like the guy's giving more attention to, and that's what this kind of reminds me of. It was that same kind of illustration. They have this love between each other, but naked chick, of course they're going to start paying attention to it too, so that kind of just gives a whole new meaning to the lovers. I really, really like that. Chariot follows the lovers. Once again, very medieval, Renaissance-y, like painting or something like that. And there's the Chariot. A lot going on in this illustration. For one, they seem to be standing on the moon. Two, there seems to be pyramids in the background. The wheel is like actually his head, so it's almost as he is the chariot and he's pulling the horses with him. So there's a lot going on in this illustration. Strength is labeled 8 of the major arcana, follows the chariot, obviously. You see there like are we on Noah's Ark? Like, there's all the different animals together. They're all connecting. They're all working together. They're all not killing each other. And you've got like all the different creatures there, and the lambs like right in the center right there. The maidens right over on the side. So there's a whole new meaning to this, a whole new meaning to the strength card that says, strength also is compassion. It's also empathy. It's also being there for other people and, not letting the inner demons make us angry or anything like that. And finding that strength to be kind and caring to others, to find that internal strength to believe in ourselves and find success as well, because we all get along. I love that illustration of strength. The Hermit follows strength in the major arcana sequence, spending that time in solitude to learn the secrets of your soul. He's got the lantern and everything, but like the hermit of the major arcana, the Rider-Waite Smith, and he's kind of like got his eyes closed and everything because he's taking that time to rest. It's all cold and miserable outside, so he's taking that time to look inward so he can decide where he wants to go next. When that water thaws, the ice thaws, and maybe he can get that boat floating again to go on to new, better things. The Wheel of Fortune follows the hermit in the major arcana sequence. Again, so much going on. So that's kind of like a centaur, but that's not a horse butt, that's a lion butt, griffin, perhaps. But I love all the things going on here. It's fascinating. Like the colors and everything of this illustration are absolutely gorgeous. It's so weird. It's so fantastic. And it's so, spin the wheel. You've got all the knowledge you need. There's the owl for the wise. The monkey, kind of, I don't know, like being fun and a little bit trickster. The octopus, again, down here, octopus or octopi, whatever, are very, very, very intelligent. And there's the lobster, which could be like the crab or something like that, coming out of the water, using your emotions to help you lead to. And that snake, worthy of that knowledge and everything, to take what you need. Oh, and look, there's even a key. So you have the key to spin the wheel and begin the next chapter of your story, where you can be fair and balanced to yourself, find justice in your life, even if you didn't have justice in the past. And there it's very interesting. There's a snake again. I'm not a fan of snakes. I saw my first snake of summer last week, and I think I screamed a couple times, even though it was outside and through a window. But I didn't do anything to it. I will not hurt another animal just because I'm scared of it. I just, stay away from me. I'll stay away from you. It's just going on to its little life. It was, I believe, a black snake, milk snake or something like that. And it was just kind of going through the yard. The dog barked at it. I got the dog back inside, and snake went on to its way, and I haven't seen it since, which is perfectly fine with me. Justice, fair and balanced. You've got the fire over here and the ice, like reminding you, like passion and logic, kind of staying cool and collected despite the fact that you're following your passion. That's the energy I get from that, because you've got the wand and everything right there. So very, very cool, interesting, unique illustration. Like, look, even the head, you think it's a human for a second, and then you see that it's a bird, like a vulture or something. How cool is that? Hanged Man is next, and it's a man hanging down in a very, very beautiful place with two crows and everything. Odin is the I think the inspiration behind this illustration, because he's got the crows and everything, and he's hanging from the tree of life to I think that might not have been the name of the tree, but he's getting all of that knowledge to create the runes and learn all the secrets that he needed to. So I love this illustration, and the more you look, the more you see the crows around it. So freaking awesome in this illustration. Even the head, he's got like the two different dual heads right there, kind of like he's going either way with it as he's taking that time to hang around and decide what he really wants. Yes, this deck is so, like, I'm looking at the major arcana just right now, and there's so much to go with, so much to inspire you, so much to read with. Like, I don't know about the minor arcana yet, but I'm definitely thinking this is a beginner deck. If the illustrations call to you, those backs, just check out those backs. How freaking cool are they? But like, it's something that most people are not going to see. It's a brand, like a fairly new deck. I think it's one of the newest mass market decks out there. And it's so weird and fantastic. Like, it's just a whole new level of like new age perhaps, and just unique. Death, just check out that death card. Like the skull in the middle, the lunar moth right there, and the stars. The Cosmic E of Death. This might be the prettiest death card I have ever seen. Luna moths are some of the most beautiful creatures out there. I think they only live for like a day or something. I'm pretty sure they might only come out to breed. Such a sad, tragic, short life, but so incredible when you actually see one out there. And the galaxies and everything kind of says, let those endings go, transform your life and go into that next chapter, be part of the universe. It's gorgeous. Temperance is next. We have this illustration right here. She's in a boat, so she's not actually in the water. And all those lily pads and everything, the angel wings, the clock, there's so much symbolism and everything in this deck. You could just go on and on and on about the different illustrations. Like the lily pads and everything. Look how they've grown the flowers and just came to life. There's a place in West Virginia where I live. It's called the Palace of Gold. And this is what, like the lily pads in the back and everything, that's what it's making me think of. Because if you go in the middle of summer, it is so worth going. They have a rose garden. They have a beautiful, beautiful temple and everything. There's so much there. You get there at a certain time and you can just stand in line and get all, like, they'll feed you too. It's such a cool place. And that's what this reminds me of, is that place in West Virginia around Moundsville. where the penitentiary, I believe it is there as well, so you can like make a whole day of it if you want to go visit there. But the lily pads are definitely worth seeing because those flowers just come right up. I love this illustration. I love all of these illustrations. They are beautiful. The devil, look at that devil. How cool is that? It's like almost like cartoony. I've seen that image before. I've seen that version of the devil. He looks, honestly, he looks like a lot of fun. But don't be trapped by those temptations and vices. It reminds us they've got the collars and everything on. They don't have the chain down here. It's not hooked to their feet though, so they could like remove those collars and let go and be able to like transform their lives to walk away from it, and walk away from the vices and addictions and create the lives they want to live. I always want to point that out about the devil. Devil spelled backwards is lived. I don't know if that actually means anything, but sometimes if you want to live your best life, you have to embrace that devil and have fun as well. So beautiful illustration. I love the artwork in this deck. The tower, wow. It's like death was a freaking cool illustration that made you like the death card. The tower is a freaking cool illustration and makes you love the tower. That's the Eiffel Tower, right? The hot air balloons and everything, the lightning strikes. The crows or the vultures, or I say those are vultures sitting in the trees. Maybe it's ravens, I'm not sure. But the galaxy, look at the colors of this card. This is my favorite tower card ever. Like if I pull this, I'll just be like, yay. Yes, life might get complicated. Life might become destructive, and everything I know might come to an end. But at least it's pretty. Yes, I love that tower illustration. It's gorgeous. The star is next. And again, beautiful cosmic-y illustration right there of the star where she's got the water. She's applying that experience, what's been lost. She still has her hope. She's still ready to begin the next chapter. She's the star of her story. That waterfall, the things falling from the sky, like that illustration with the lightning and everything, she's not giving up. She's going to sit with those emotions and decide where she wants her star power and her hidden talents to go next. The moon follows the star in the major arcana sequence. There is that illustration. The moon, it's present right there. I love the, where's the high priestess? Yes, that moon. They're so good at creating those illustrations, like make it so detailed and everything with that moon. And she's even like, it's underwater. The more you look, the more you realize it's underwater almost. I don't know if it's meant to be, but I think it is like almost underwater. So you've got that taking that time to look within, subconscious, all of that good stuff. And it's beautiful. The sun follows the moon, happiness, joy, positivity, inner child, just loving life and all the positivity that comes with it. Beautiful illustration there. Followed by judgment, which is not as positive. You found all that joy and happiness and everything. And in order to keep it, you have to forgive the past. You have to learn from it. You have to judge yourself fairly in the here and now and really take what you've learned, apply it to the next chapter. 20 is like 2, so it's relating to the high priestess, the major arcana, those lessons of your past when you learn how to forgive them, give you that strong intuition you need to find the success of the world. And there is the world card. There's again the octopus, and it's like the woman in the octopus, like all that knowledge, all that experience, all of the major arcana is with her now, so she can become who she wants to be and be the amazing person she was born to be and be on top of the world. So that is the major arcana of the Boadiceas Tarot of Earthly Delights, and it's definitely an earthly delight, isn't it? It's gorgeous. I love it. Okay, Boadicea the Queen apparently is next. So she's 22. So it's like that, the whole energy of the deck, the inspiration behind it and everything. And there's the crow. Yes, this deck just speaks to me on another level. Like she's in a chair and everything. She's taking control. She is the queen that has inspired this entire deck. So I kind of want to, I'm definitely after I've shared this deck, after I've done reads. I think before I do reads and stuff, I'm going to connect with it a little bit more by looking up this woman. Like, is she really a queen? Did she really exist? Is she really part of history? Because she's definitely got some amazing ideas, some whimsicalness and fun in her life. Ace of Combustion is first. Now, this would be the Suit of Wands. At least that's what makes sense to me. And there is the hand with the flame saying, take that idea and run with it that you're passionate about. The Two of Combustion is the card of choices, the should I stay or should I go card. And there you see, in the background, if something like the ship is on fire, so you're taking that time to decide what ship you want to build next, combust your idea. Three of Combustion is this illustration right here. They're standing on the shore which is like the Rider-Waite Smith, but there's more to it. Like they're standing there, they've taken their passion, they've imagined it. See how the like temple is in the background? It's almost as if like their heads are even like candles, but it's almost as if they're picturing, they know what they're passionate about, they've made that choice, and now they're imagining where that choice is going to take them. The Four of Combustion follows the strong foundation card of the suit of passion and fire, and you see there she's definitely created a strong foundation for herself that she's passionate about. And I love this illustration for the simple fact that there's one person on it and not two. Most of like every single deck that I've ever seen of the Four of Wands depicts like a male and a female on it, and they've created a strong foundation, and that's why that card often represents like a wedding or something like that. But this card reminds you that if you're passionate enough, if you believe in yourself enough, then you can absolutely become that strong foundation all on your own, those masculine and feminine energies coming together, because you've achieved your goal, you found that strong foundation within, and you're creating that external strong foundation you're passionate about. Five of Wands is often seen as the card of immaturity, different people's opinions and passions fighting against one another. There is that illustration, and like one, two, three, four, five dogs. I mean, that makes sense. And a bull. Like you look closely, there's the bull and everything, and the flames. The horns are on flames, so it's kind of like things are moving quickly, and everybody else might be against you. But if you believe in your passion, you believe in your idea, you believe in yourself, you can change and transform your life into the one that you're passionate about. Six of Combustion, aka the Six of Wands, is the card of other people appreciating you, and you appreciating yourself, even those little victories, no matter how small they are, appreciating them and learning from them, because six is the Lovers and self-reflection. So you're reflecting on your past, all those things that you followed before, all those things that you found that you were passionate about and you found success with, or didn't find success. There's still things to learn from it, and other people appreciating you too. A lot going on in this illustration, but a lot speaking to you as well. Seven of Combustion is the Seven of Wands, defending what you're passionate about. And there she's definitely defending what she's passionate about. This gives me like vibes of history, like the witch trials and things like that. Like all these people, like she's the powerful one, so they're scared of her and they're gonna they stand against her, like the Seven of Wands, defending what you're passionate about and standing for what you believe in. I love this deck. The Eight of Combustion, like the illustration, again, like that's the little things that were coming out in the star, and the star kind of relates to the Eight of Wands if you think about it. You're setting your passions out there, you're going after your dreams, other people are taking notice. It's the same thing with that star power. When all hope is lost and you have just yourself to go after your passions and everything, then you can find success with it, and other people notice it as well. So beautiful illustration there. Nine of Combustion is equally beautiful in a very unique, different way. And you've got that illustration, like you see all that fire and everything going on in the past, all those experiences. Nine, the Hermit, taking the lessons of the past, learning those lessons, spending that time in solitude to learn the secrets of your soul. Eventually, once you learn those experiences, then you won't always have to feel that need to look over your shoulder. So that's what they're doing. They're sitting there. They're not looking over their shoulder. They're not banished or anything like that. They're taking that time to learn from the past passions, past paths, so they can learn the lessons that they have to teach them, so they can move forward. So they don't feel overwhelmed like the Ten of Wands represents, and definitely an overwhelming illustration there. Like, look how much is going on in her head. And I love this illustration, like weird little lizard or something right there. I love this illustration for the simple fact that it reminds us that our minds are like, even though this is a suit of passion, it's our minds most likely that overwhelm us the most. Ten of Wands is astrology connected to the third decan of Sagittarius, which is my personal decan of Sagittarius because I'm December 19th. And trust me, it's my mind. My mind is what overwhelms me the most. If you look really closely, you can see like there's a scope coming out looking towards the past, and there's a scope looking forward towards the future. So all those things that we overcame in the past, they might be overwhelming us and making us think that we can't move forward, while we still have big ideas about the future. So that's definitely, this speaks to me on so many different levels. I love this illustration. Page of Combustion is next, and isn't he a cute little prince or whatever? And he's got the lizard on a leash, and he's got the flame in his head and everything. So he's got all these ideas and stuff that he's going to embark on. And he's got his pet, passionate lizard there by his side. The Knight of Combustion is next. That soldier that follows his passion, that can be known for being a bit flighty too. So he's focused on what lights his inner fire. He's soldiering on, and he's willing to overcome the obstacles that he faces and, defeat the dragons that might stand in his way. Queen of Combustion is the Queen of Wands in, well, yeah, in this deck. You've got that illustration, and she's like sitting there appreciating all the hard work that she's done, all the things that she has worked hard to achieve. I think there's like a little bit of a flame over here and the flames around her, reminding us that we create our passions. When we focus on what we want, we focus on what lights our inner fire. We have compassion for ourselves and compassion for others. We can succeed and be those leaders we were born to be. She even has the black cat, like she's like the Queen of Wands from the Rider-Waite-Smith. King of Combustion, or the King of Wands, completes the suit of passion and fire. And how freaking cool does he look? He's got his head is on fire, so he's got these like passionate ideas, and he's letting them lead. He's got the books, so he has all that knowledge and all the stories to tell. He's kind of looking at you like, are you ready to follow your passions? Can I inspire you to take control and lead and be the showman you were born to be? Ace of Tentacles is next. I'm going to say that Tentacles is the suit of cups, because, you know, usually a deck goes from wands to cups to swords to pentacles, but we'll see. I mean, we've got the guidebook over here on the side that we could check, but the fact that it's underwater definitely makes me think it's cups, because, you know, emotional fulfillment. And there is that awesome little background again, like on the front of the Ace of Tentacles. He's the little tentacles, pentacles. Yeah, see, it rhymes, so it's kind of just slightly confusing in that sense. But beautiful illustration there. Two of Tentacles, also very beautiful with all the underwater stuff. Yeah, this is definitely the suit of cups, because if not, it'd just be weird. But that illustration right there, the Two of Tentacles. I keep wanting to say pentacles, but you see like the connection between the two people, and that connection. They're underwater, so their emotions connect as well. Three of Tentacles, enjoying each other's company, like celebrating together our creativity and celebrating a successful harvest. That poor octopus, all those are those narwhals perhaps? Like they're definitely celebrating, but they're destroying something else in the process. So that's an interesting illustration. Four of Tentacles, or the Four of Cups. If you were here, you wouldn't be bored at all, would you? No, that's absolutely gorgeous. I don't know what she's doing to that creature. Again, poor creature right there, because she's pulling it out, like killing it or whatever. But that the water and everything, to live there, to experience it every day, I promise you I'd never feel bored. I'd appreciate that strong foundation, and it would emotionally fulfill me. Five of Tentacles, the card of crying over spilled milk, as I like to call it, focusing on what's been lost. And you see, like, she's even got the octopus's body right there. She's got it in her hands too, and she's standing there like looking over at that boat, like she's wishing she would have gotten on it or something. And she's the only one we've met so far that's out of the water, so maybe that's why she's sad. She's not in that emotionally fulfilling life anymore. Six of Tentacles, or the Six of Cups, is a bunch of children playing with a giant squid, it seems, or maybe he's not that giant, but it just kind of reminds you that childhood fun, nostalgia, and everything. Seven of Tentacles. Wow, just look at that illustration right there. So much going on, so many different choices to make and everything like that. The colors of this illustration are absolutely gorgeous. Eight of Tentacles, or the Eight of Cups. I'm done with the tentacles, he says. I'm ready to leave them. I've got my cup, or I've got my wand or whatever right there. I'm leaving this behind, all this like negativity and everything, and finding joy and success moving forward. So I love that illustration as well, but not as much as I love the Nine of Tentacles. I'm sorry. There is one animal in the ocean that I am more obsessed with than any other animal in the ocean. And it's that guy right there that looks like he's playing the cuttlefish. He's hugging it. He's loving it. Cuttlefish are the freaking, like, one of the freaking coolest animals out there. I don't know if you've ever, like, seen a cuttlefish. Like, if you were done with this video, go Google or search cuttlefish. They are so freaking cool. They hypnotize their prey. They can transform their bodies. They change colors and everything like that. Like, there was a test once. They had a little cuttlefish in a box, or like an aquarium, and they had a checkered floor on it, and that cuttlefish turned into the checkered floor. Yes, this is the best Nine of Cups I've ever seen in my life. The wish card of the tarot, and I wish one day I would see a cuttlefish in person. In the wild, definitely. I don't want to see it like in captivity or something, because that's not right. But that's so cool that it's actually got a cuttlefish on it. I love that. How cool is that? Underwater and everything, your emotions fulfill you. That cuttlefish would freaking fulfill me. This is my favorite card of the deck so far. If other ones have a cuttlefish, maybe it'll be my favorite, but Cuttlefish. So cool that they showed that on the card. I love that. 10 of Cups, 10 of Tentacles is next, and you've got that illustration right there. Oh, and the rainbow. The rainbow goes to that tentacle down in the ocean. So it's coming full circle, finding that happiness and joy. Yes, it's a happy family, but it's any happy family that you enjoy, the one that fulfills you the most, because it's the completion before we meet the members of the court of the suit of emotional fulfillment. And now we meet the members of the court. With the Page of Pentacles right here, a lot going on in that illustration, like becoming one with our emotions, becoming one with those tentacles. Knight of Tentacles, he got out of that emotion, he got out of those tentacles, and he's ready. He's got one on his head now. He's got one on his head, he's got one on his hands. So he's ready to listen to his heart, to follow his heart, to what makes him sing, what emotionally fulfills him. Just this deck is incredible. I've never met a deck quite like this. Check out the Queen of Tentacles. She's got a lot going on. She's one with her emotions. She's, she's the kind, compassionate queen. She's there for other people. She is drowning in those emotions. She's one with them. Again, this deck, I definitely think it's very, very easy to read with for a beginner. As long as, emotional fulfillment, underwater, your elements, you can connect it very, very easily to the suits. And then we have the King of Cups, or the King of Tentacles, and he's such a leader that the fish are hugging him and loving him because he's such a kind, compassionate man. He's leading with love in everything that he does. So beautiful illustration there. I love the underwater aspect. Now we're in the Ace of Ether with Ether, something like that. I'm horrible when it comes to pronunciation. My husband makes fun of me for it all the time, and I don't care. I actually like being a little bit different and pronouncing things differently. Okay, Ace of Ether. You have that illustration right there. So this will be the sword suit because it's in the air, obviously. In the hand, instead of being the hand of the tentacles, like that guy right there, or being the hand with the wand coming out, like the flame coming out of the picture, we have the hand is wings. So those ideas can take wings. They can take flight when we believe in them. Two of Aether is the Two of Swords in other decks. She's got the blindfold, just like the character in the Rider-Waite-Smith, that shows she's taking that time to look inward. Now, the Three of Swords, this might be the prettiest Three of Swords I've ever seen. The card of heartbreak and betrayal. And they've got these weird little beetles and everything. I know I've seen those beetles before. I know they have a name, but I've forgotten. They're not dung beetles, I don't believe. Yeah, you see the beetles, if you know what those beetles are, let me know in the comments if you want, but just those roses and that heart and everything, it's almost like it kind of shows the beauty that remains after what's been lost. And that's my favorite thing about the Three of Swords, or the Three of Aether in this deck, is the fact that it's the card of, it's the three of the suit of the mind. So while it is a card of heartbreak and betrayal, it's also a card of creativity, because that's the number three, is creation and creativity itself. So it's kind of reminding you that despite the pain, despite, cutting those roses off, despite the heartbreak, you can create something more. You can create something better as long as you clear your mind from that pain and you were believed to keep going. So I love that illustration of the Three of Swords, or the Three of Aether. Four of Aether, rest and reflection, because you've learned from those experiences. You're beginning to create, so you need to take that time to rest and reflect so you can decide what you want to do next. Again, this deck, it's so cool. It's so unlike anything I've ever seen. I'm in love with it. I cannot wait to start working with it. Five of Ether, the change and transformation card of the suit of the mind, the victor or victim. And see, he's standing on this cliff. He's almost got full qualities right there because he's ready for this next chapter, because he's experienced all of this loss and everything of the past, all of those experiences that we felt like a victim, all of those things that made us feel like we couldn't be a victor. When we change those mindsets, we can become the victors of our stories. Six of Swords, Six of Aether is next, and you have that card right there, and it does kind of speak of that. You're rising above that pain. You're letting it go. If you need help, you've got the help right there, but you're not letting that windy negativity hold you back anymore, because this is the card of finding a time of peace and harmony. So they've definitely done that. She's got her dog and everything. So you've got like that help if you need it. You've got that clear mind because you've reflected on that past. Six, Lovers, self-reflection, taking that time to reflect on that past so that you can clear your mind and find a time of peace and harmony. Seven of Swords is the Thief card of the tarot. I don't get thief vibes at all from this illustration. She's confident. She's taking control. that moth right there. I love moths. Moths are my, like, between moths and butterflies, moths are definitely my favorite. I actually met one the other day in a parking lot, and there was like the sweeper guy in the parking lot ready to run over it, so I stuck my finger just like right beside it, and it climbed right up on my finger, and I got it out of the road before it got hit. But that's what that looked like. I took a picture of it. If you want to see it, then comment and I'll send you a picture of it. But they're out there, and those are the ones I know. I've actually read about them. I forget what they're called, but they spend most of their lives as caterpillars, and they eat and eat and eat and eat as caterpillars, because when they take the time to put themselves in the cocoon and transform, they have no mouths. They can't even eat anything when they become the actual moth, and they only live for like a day, maybe two, and their sole purpose is just to breed. So that one that I saved, I hope he kept going. I hope he was able to breed. I hope he's able to bring more of these beautiful creatures out there. So that's definitely, I can see that now. The Seven of Swords thief card, Seven of Aether, that thief, it's that's life. It stole its life, and that's kind of sad. But yeah, you can get that. She's walking away, and she looks very confident. She's got all those butterflies and everything. So she's transforming her life because she perhaps stole from them. So very interesting illustration there. The Eight of Aether definitely makes sense in its own weird, wonderful way, whimsical way, because her head's in a prison, and it's only her head. And the Eight of Aether, or Eight of Swords, is very much the card of being a prisoner of our minds. This was my stalker card for months when I first started reading the tarot. And she is the bird. She's ready to fly away, but her mind is clouded. Her mind is filling her with doubt, so she can't move forward. So awesome illustration. Very, very, very intuitive with that one. Nine of Swords. That wouldn't be a nightmare to me at all. Nine of Swords is the card of lying awake at night, letting our inner demons and our nightmares fill us with anxiety and make us not feel like we can move forward. The 8, 9, and 10 of Swords are always like, it's the most negative cards of the tarot. So the minor arcana, because they're very negative mindsets. They're filled with anxiety and doubt. And if you've got a bunch of spider webs, I suppose, with moths and everything stuck in them, yeah, you probably feel like a little bit of a nightmare, wouldn't you? And I'd be the one there trying to get all of those moths and stuff out of the spider webs before the spider ate them. I have done that before. I found a dragonfly in a spider web once and worked to get it out and set it on like the outside table, like the picnic table or something, and was like trying to very gently get the webbing off of it, and he actually flew away, so that made my day. But the Nine of Aether right there, her head and everything, like she's become one with it, those nightmares and everything, holding her and keeping her awake at night, which might make her seem to want to give up, throw in the towel, lay down and die, with the 10 of Aether right here, the 10 of Swords. A lot's going on in this illustration as well. You've got the lightning strike and everything, kind of reminiscent of the Tower, and all of those experiences of the past might have you wanting to give up and lay down and die. But let's not forget that the 10 is the Wheel of Fortune of the major arcana. The 9 is the learning, the lessons the past have to teach us. And if we've been able to overcome the obstacles of our past, there's nothing that can stop us from overcoming the obstacles that we face moving forward. Page of Aether is the Page of Swords and other decks, the useful information card. You've overcome that past, you spun the wheel, you trust your mind now because you've learned the lessons, and he's carefree, he's ready, or she, I don't know, they are carefree, they're ready, riding across the clouds and everything. Oh, gorgeous, gorgeous illustration. And there's Hedwig from Harry Potter, right in that cage right there, that wisdom that is right there that can fly free if she just opens the door. Knight of Swords, or the Knight of Aether, is next, and it's like, it's chaos at its best, and just riding in it, ready for whatever life throws at you. You've got the swirl and everything like inside of a hurricane. And all that negative experience, all those lessons that you've learned, gives you that rational mind, that logic you need to keep going no matter what life throws at you. Queen of Aether, or the Queen of Swords, she's experienced much heartbreak and sadness in her life, much pain, but it helps her lead in the present. You've got all those butterflies and everything going up. She's got her wings and stuff. She's ready to move forward. But she's, I guess, nowhere near as logic as the Birdman himself, with the King of Swords, or the King of Aether right there with his crown and everything, ready. You see the tornadoes and everything there? He's ready for whatever life does him. He leads with logic, and he's not going to let anything stand in his way, because his emotions are not playing a part in it. Ace of Fun Guy would correspond to the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Earth, the Ace of Coins. There's seriously so many names for the suit of earthly desires. And there is the hand holding the bouquet, showing like your ideas can grow when you believe in them. You can make money on it. How fun is that illustration? I love that. This deck is so freaking cool. Two of fungi, the balancing, work and play, doing what you want to do with what you have to do. And it's like mushrooms standing there. Like she's got it. She's focused. She has see how it's coming out of her head, and she's very grounded and focused on what she wants. The Three of Pentacles, or the Three of Fungi in this deck, you've got that illustration, and the turtle. They're kind of working together. They're collaborating. Like the snail is up here in the top, the turtle, the box turtle, the snail is right there on his head too, and they're all working together to move those mushrooms. So very cool illustration there. Four of Fungi, or the Four of Pentacles, of holding our money for a rainy day. Or this dude is holding his mushrooms for a rainy day, so he has them for later. So very cool, very artsy, again, like Renaissance ideas and stuff of this illustration, but it kind of still gives you that energy. The fungi represents the coins in this deck, so you've got that fungi right there of holding onto it so that you have it, that strong foundation, so you can focus on something new and not find yourself in financially lost, unsuccessful. The energy of the Five of Pentacles, or the Five of Fungi in this deck. They don't have any of those mushrooms, do they? They could definitely use that dude's little mushroom, like mushroom pyramid that he has. But the coins in the deck, I like how they did that in the window right there that shows the help, but that can remain like help if we're willing to look for it, to find our soul family when it feels like all is lost. That it has the mushrooms and everything there, and they're golden. So that's a cool little touch. The Six of Fungi, or the Six of Pentacles, the sharing is caring card, as I like to call it. And there you have the people that are going to help those people, like they're helping the less fortunate and everything. So beautiful illustration there. Personal opinion about mushrooms: I cannot stand the taste of them. I do not eat mushrooms. I do not like mushrooms. I've heard there's fun to be had with mushrooms, but I wouldn't know, because mushrooms, ew. But this is still like such a cool suit in a deck. Like look, they all have faces and everything. Seven of Fungi is the card of having patience as we work to find success. So she definitely has patience. So she's like learning from her experiences, taking her chariot, driving herself forward, and having patience with the process. As those mushrooms, that fungi grows into something more. The Eight of Fungi, or the Eight of Pentacles, is next, and you've got that one right there. He's using a mushroom as a pen, and he's painting all of the mushrooms of the past, and it's like one of those statues from Greek mythology, and he's actually, like, the statues come to life, and he's making something out of it. It reminds us that to find success in work, we have to be, or success and wealth, we have to be willing to practice to make perfect, and work hard in order to achieve it. And that's what this illustration kind of gives me the idea of. Nine of Fungi, or the Nine of Pentacles, is next, and we have this illustration right there. The successful individual that can buy herself whatever she wants. And there's so much going on in this illustration. Like you've got the wine and everything right there, and she's got herself a bird with a human head right there, because she's extremely wealthy. She's worked extremely hard. Nine, hermit energy, all the energy that's come before that, before all those experiences of the past, can give her what she needs now to create even more success moving forward, and again, buy herself whatever she needs, including a bird with a human head. So that is such a fun illustration. Ten of Fungi is the card of, or Ten of Pentacles in other decks, is the card of generations of family coming together to celebrate, or past lives, blood that flows through our veins, and the ones that have came before us. And that energy is just like right here in this card. Even the house up there has a mushroom on it that shows like all those things that have come before us. All of those ones that, like the blood that flows through our veins, the lessons learned of the past. All of that is with us to help us feel complete control, in control, and happy in this earthly existence today. Page of Fungi, the Page of Pentacles. The focus, like the mushroom is on the head, and it's mushrooms in the hand, so it's like very focused. And look how cute that hedgehog is on her lap and everything. It's a very, very fun illustration here, and it kind of still has that energy the Rider-Waite-Smith does of focus. She's looking at you like she's saying, focus on what you want to create, those earthly pleasures that you want. The Knight of Pentacles is the soldier that is not afraid of boring and mundane work in order to achieve his goals, and he's riding that mule. I think it's a mule, I'm not sure, and he's planting what he wants. Those fungi little pieces are coming down to create more fungi. He's even got people watching him. Like, I don't know how he's willing to do this or why he's doing this, but he's focused and he's gonna find success. He's going to find that queen energy. He's got compassion and everything for himself. He's got compassion for others as well. and he's grounded and focused, and the feminine energy there is where the kindness and compassion comes, and the thought process and everything, as she stays grounded and focused and becomes one much prettier mushroom than all the other mushrooms around. So the more we focus on what we want, the more we achieve what we want, the more we believe in ourselves, the more we can become the kings and queens of our stories. There is the king of fungi right there himself. He looks like one of those like Greek gods or something, or Sparta. This is Sparta with his mushroom head right there. And he's become one with it, just like that queen did. He's become part of it because he took that idea he began with the ace of the suit, and he's leading with it now, appreciating all the fruits of his labor. And he says thank you with his mushroom. Thank you to the powers that be, that I've achieved all that I've achieved. Now, we've got one other card, so there's two cards in here, so this is really cool. They didn't actually, I prefer this actually. When you make tarot cards, when you have the mold, there are altogether, there are usually like 80 different molds, or I don't remember exactly how it is, but instead of 78 you can make 80 cards, and a lot of times you just get like advertisements and stuff, order this, buy this is the title card. But in this deck, you remember the 22 card of the major arcana, and the how do you even pronounce that? The Persepacious platypus? But the illustration, oh my gosh, I love it. And he's got the infinity sign down here in the corner, and he's like in love with himself. And it gives you such, like, just to go off. It's like an oracle card. You don't have any specific thing. I'm sure it's in that guidebook over there of what the Persepacious platypus actually represents. But that illustration is just like coming to love who you are, being that weird, amazing self that you were born to be, to believe in yourself, to take your ideas, to trust your emotions, and let life lead you to where you want to be. Now I'm going to try to find that platypus in the guidebook before I send you on your way, so we can see what it means, and I'll share it with you just to get an idea of, like, how the guidebook runs. So there, we found it, and here is what it says. It's got the information right here, like the meaning of, like, the illustration that you see, the interpretation, and you've got a lot there, and the symbols. You got the reversed up here too, and the symbols. So it's like, that's every single card in here. It gives you all that different meaning. So if you're not even, like, if you love the illustrations in this deck and you've been thinking about learning the tarot, then this is a deck that I am going to highly, highly recommend. Schiffer Books, Red Feather Publishing. It's one of the coolest decks I have ever seen in my life. I've never seen anything like it. Okay, where is that platypus? He's right there. I'm going to set him right like that, and I'm going to read you what it says in this guidebook. It says, the platypus regards the reflection in a large, ornate, gilt-framed mirror. The mirror leans against a wall covered with indigo wallpaper representing outer space. It is sprinkled with thousands of tiny stars. Left of the mirror hang 3 framed portraits. A duck, a beaver, and a photograph of Pamela Coleman Smith. Just the detail. You see that right there? That's actually Pamela Coleman Smith. How cool is that? Okay, where was I? The vision in the mirror is a bold contrast to the subdued room decor. Our platypus happily regards their double in the looking glass, rising from a lush garden. Exuberant blossoms burst from the beds, blanketing the greenery with impressionistic hues. In the near distance, a sassy Venus statue gazes toward the platypus across the lily pond. The platypus and their reflection smile proudly at each other. A shaft of rainbow light falls from beyond the mirror, passing through the mirror's crowning ornament of the all-seeing eye, and angles through the garden to bathe the platypus in all colors of love. That's just the description of the illustration. Here's what the upright version of the interpretation is. This platypus, representing the reader or the querent, has achieved a very personal enlightenment, perhaps through the study of tarot, perhaps through life experience. They have learned to know themselves and love themselves as they are, as they have been, and as they will be. They have come to accept themselves for both their inner shadows and their inner light. This understanding brings joy and peace. Self-acceptance allows them to accept others with forgiveness and affection. We are multifaceted, imperfect, inspiring, exasperating, lovable, and all too mortal beings. Reversed says, now the platypus is upended, finding themselves in a not dissimilar predicament as the hanged man. Experience and experiencing an inner existential crisis. The platypus is working through the where to go with themselves, what to embrace, and what to leave behind. Instead of knowing and loving themselves, they are still looking to others for guidance as they weigh their sense of self. Yet revelation is intimate. They are poised to plunge into a rainbow pool, their physical and spiritual selves finally in harmony. This card in reversal advises deep soul searching. Be realistic and work to love yourself as you are in all your messy human glory. Like, I love the reversal of this card. It's so inspiring and empowering as well. Know yourself and love yourself. And remember, fully adult spiritual beings know how to behave themselves for best results. Okay, on to the symbols. The platypus. That's the platypus. And it says an amphibious marsupial found in Australia and New Zealand. The perspicacity, that I cannot pronounce to save my life, is possessing acute mental awareness and discernment. Duck and beaver portraits. The duck and the beaver. It says, when first encountered by Europeans, the platypus was thought to be a taxidermy assemblage of a beaver and a duck. The golden mirror. There is the golden mirror right there. A portal framed in love and glory. Perspective number 1. Let your self-examination be tempered with love and acceptance. The celestial wallpaper, you see that all around the background. It says it's an infinite universe out there. Other perspective number 1. Cultivate humility while you are regarding yourself. Look to the temperance card to find balance. Next, we have the all-seeing eye, which is that right there, I believe, is looking through you just as you are looking through it. Venus is the goddess of love and beauty. I'm not seeing Venus on there, but Venus is there. Oh, she's right there. If you look closely in the picture, can I get up there? Yes, right there on the left beside the palm, the head, that is Venus. And she's the goddess of love and beauty. The garden is the background of the picture on the mirror, and it's your inner Eden. Rainbow Rays, love is love. And Pamela Coleman Smith, last but certainly not least, she's the reason so many of us have fallen in love with the tarot. She's the one that created the original Rider-Waite Smith. Yes, tarot decks came before that. There are a few, Marseille, Solobushka, those are just to name a few, but Pamela Coleman Smith, that woman was the inspiration, the artist behind the deck that we all know and love today. And this is aka Pixie, the genius artist who created the interpretive imagery for the Rider-Waite Smith tarot deck, first published in 1909. Yes, that's just the card, just the meaning there on the word I'm not going to try to pronounce again, platypus. It's just so cool. It's like so extra, so awesome. This deck is like nothing else I've ever seen. I'm so excited to start working with it. I hope that you enjoyed it as well. There's the guidebook. The guidebook comes right with it, so when you purchase the deck, you'll purchase the guidebook right with it. You don't have to buy it extra or anything like that. Separately, that's the word. You don't have to do that. And the box itself, magnetic side and everything. I don't know if I can get it. Whoop, there we go. You got the little ribbon right there to pull the deck out so we can put the deck back in and know that it's safely tucked into its home so we can go back to sleep until we work with it again. The box can go closed while I try to do this because, well, it's a box and it's supposed to stay closed. So there, we're going to set the cards in it. I'm going to set them so that back comes back up as well. They fit so snugly in there, like if it moves around and stuff, you take it places. Yeah, as long as the box doesn't open, then, it's safe. And put the guidebook right there back on top of it and shuts it up for another time, another story, another day, another reading with it most likely, because I will be sharing a reading with it very, very soon. Can't wait to see what it shares. That platypus, how cool is that platypus? Like, seriously, this deck is so cool. Highly, highly recommended. I'll leave a link in the description below where you can purchase it for your own card collecting, card slinging fun. If you want a reading with this deck or any deck in my collection, then by all means, comment on this video, message me on the socials, or book one directly on my website. All of that is available in the link below as well. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you again in the next one.